I sneered and took a step back.
Where is he? Where is Cassian?
If Cassius doesn't make it...
The Don of the Russo family lay on the brink of death following a hit by a rival syndicate. On his deathbed, surrounded by the family's capos, he made his final will, whichever of his 2 sons made it to the hospital first, and slipped the black onyx ring onto his finger would inherit the multi-billion-dollar Mafia empire. As the eldest son, Cassian was only a 30-minute drive away. The throne was practically handed to him. Instead, he chose to throw a lavish birthday party for his precious sweetheart, Julia, on a private yacht. She told him she wanted no interruptions, so he shut off his phone. In my previous life, I took a speedboat, stormed the yacht with a crew, and dragged him back to the hospital by force, securing his seat as the Don. But because he left her midway, Julia stood on the deck crying all night, caught a nasty fever, and threatened to break up with him when she woke up. Once in power, Cassian was driven mad by guilt. He called me a cold-blooded, heartless bitch, had my feet set in concrete, and threw me off the Brooklyn Bridge. When I opened my eyes, I was back in that hospital, with the family lawyer desperately urging me to make the call. I looked down at my phone. On Instagram, Cassian had just posted. I calmly double-tapped the screen to like his post. Then I sent a text to my exiled brother-in-law, Matteo.
Valerie, what are you zoning out for? Call Cassian now. The Don gave his word. Whoever gets that black onyx ring on their finger before he takes his last breath rules the Russo family. It is a 30-minute drive. If Cassian leaves right now, this billion-dollar empire is his.
I masked the cold hatred in my eyes. In front of a room full of capos and doctors, I dialed Cassian's number. It rang for a long, long time. Just as the lawyer started sweating, the call finally connected.
Valerie, are you out of your mind? How many times do I have to tell you? It is Julia's birthday, and I am staying with her.
Your father was shot. They are trying to save him in the hospital.
Cassian? Are you going to leave me again?
Valerie, it is my birthday. I just want him for one night. You really don't need to make up such twisted lies. Do I have to get on my knees and beg you to let him stay a little longer?
Don't be scared, Julia. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere.
Did you hear that? It is just one night. Can you drop the jealous wife routine for one?
Hearing this, the lawyer's veins popped on his forehead. He snatched the phone.
Cassian, it is the family lawyer. Valerie is not lying.
The Don was actually hit. He is in the hospital right now. You need to get here in 30 minutes, because the Don said...
Oh, the family lawyer, huh?
An arrogant male voice suddenly cut in. It was Jax, Cassian's lackey, and Julia.
Valerie, you really pulled out all the stops today, hiring actors and everything. Too bad you miscalculated. I got a buddy on the payroll in that precinct. He said the streets are dead quiet tonight. No hits, no nothing. Valerie is just a jealous bitch paying actors to put on a show so you will go crawling back to her.
Valerie, using my father's life for a cheap stunt. You disgust me.
Is this the eldest son? How could he be this stupid?
Valerie, you fucking curse!
In my past life, I was too panicked to react and took the hit. This time, I was ready. I sneered and took a step back.
Where is he? Where is Cassian?
If Cassius doesn't make it back, if the family falls into someone else's hands, I will sell you to the brothels myself!
Useless trash! You can't even get your own man to come back. If Cassian loses his inheritance, we will skin you alive!
I knew why they were losing their minds. Carmela wasn't the Don's legal wife. She started out as a stripper and used her pregnancy to climb the ladder, giving birth to his firstborn, Cassian. Years ago, when the Don's actual wife was heavily pregnant up at the estate with her baby, spitting such vicious insults that the wife went into premature labor and bled to death on the operating table. The legitimate son, Matteo, who was born without a mother, eventually found an excuse to exile him to Sicily, keeping him far away from the family's core business. Though the Don let Carmela live in the manor, he always thought she was too low class to actually marry. That meant if the Don died and Cassian didn't take the throne, family rules dictated Carmela would be thrown out on the streets. If she goes down, her crew goes down with her. That is why they're all looking sick with worry.
Are you deaf? Call his lackey! Tell him to drag Cassian here right now!
I looked at her coldly, didn't argue, and obediently dialed Jax's number.
Valerie, are you physically incapable of taking a hint? Can't you give it a rest?
Stop clinging to the boss like a desperate loser. Honestly, if you were my woman, I would tie you up and beat some sense into you first. Women need to learn to shut up and stay out of family business.
His blatant disrespect left everyone in the room stunned.
Jax, I don't care if you believe me. The dawn is fading fast. He gave his word between Cassian and Matteo. Whoever puts on the ring first gets the empire.
A sudden, eerie silence fell over the line. Jax's tone shifted, sounding hesitant.
Are you serious?
It is true. It is true. I am Cassian's mother. You need to tell him to come back. There's a back. It's about the inheritance.
Jax said slowly.
Well, if it's true, I'll go tell the boss right now.
Carmela let out a huge
Thank
breath
God.
of relief.
As long as Cassian gets back.
A burst of hysterical laughter erupted from the phone. Jax sounded like he just heard the funniest joke in the world.
Jesus Christ. Valerie, you really don't know when to quit, do you? I already busted your little scam, and you are still bringing the actors back for a second act? Let me tell you something. The boss said even if the FBI raids this boat tonight, nobody is ruining his alone time with my sister. Your little mind games are useless. If you know what's good for you, get lost. The boss is filing for divorce tomorrow. He is only going to love my sister for the rest of his life, and I am going to be the Don's brother-in-law. As for you, get ready to pack your bags and go beg on the streets.
The call hung up mercilessly, slowly turning into sheer horror. I made my eyes well up with tears, looking extremely wrong. I had been married to Cassian for 3 years. To secure his position in the family, I spent countless sleepless nights cooking, hiding his dirty money, and cleaning up his messes. And what did he do? He took the money I made him and bought a $10 million yacht for Julia.
Valerie, you already have the title of the Russo family's wife. Julia has nothing. What is wrong with spending some money to make it up to her?
He even had the nerve to tell me.
All men stray. As long as he comes home to you, why do you care how many girls he keeps on the side?
Yeah, exactly. And he truly loves. As for the godfather's seat, you can kiss it goodbye. A mess of heavy footsteps echoed in the hallway. A group of capos loyal to Cassian burst into the room.
Where is he? Why isn't he here yet?
It is her fault. Valerie is useless. She couldn't even get him on the phone.
The elders were furious. They grabbed a thick stack.
What the hell are you good for, Valerie? We bet everything on Cassian. If he misses out of the ring tonight, we all go down with him. You stupid, useless bitch!
Before I could say a word, the heart monitor suddenly started blaring a warning alarm. The private physician rushed over to check. A moment later, he gave a slight shake of his head.
Gentlemen, the dawn has 40 minutes at most. You need to figure this out fast.
His eyes. Her hands shook as she dialed his number.
Cassian, please. Pick up your mother's call.
The yacht was anchored just off the coast. Julia straddled Cassian's lap. She complained about the ringing phone killing the mood.
That ringing is giving me a headache. Cassian, just turn it off or throw it in the ocean. Tonight is my birthday.
She lowered her eyelashes.
You can only have me in your world. You can only look at me. Can you do that for me?
Cassian hesitated for a second, Valerie's words flashing through his mind, but looking at Julia's lustful, dependent eyes, any doubt he had vanished. The old man was tough as nails. He wouldn't just drop dead.
All right. As long as my queen is happy, even if the sky falls, you are the only thing I care about.
Cassian kicked to the dark sea.
Sorry, the number you have reached is unavailable.
Carmela must have called 20 times. Her men tried to comfort her.
Donna Carmela, don't panic. Even if Cassian doesn't make it, it is fine. That bastard Matteo is still in Sicily, right?
A flight from there takes over 10 hours. He will never make it.
Hearing this, Carmela let out a breath she was holding. But then one of their spies rushed into the room.
Ma'am, bosses, someone said they saw Matteo's crew a few blocks away. He is almost here.
Impossible. He is in Sicily. How could he be back so fast?
I stood quietly by the edge of the room, feeling a dark sense of satisfaction. Actually, Matteo had secretly returned to New York days ago to handle some family business. In my previous life, Carmela blocked all information from reaching him so he wouldn't compete for power.
Never let Matteus know.
By the time Matteo found out and rushed over, he was 30 minutes too late. But this time, the moment I opened my eyes, I sent the news straight to him.
The docks! Go to the docks! You useless trash. Come with me. We are bringing him back.
Carmela completely lost it. I let her drag me into the car. because I knew exactly how obsessed Cassian was with Julia. He had locked. When we got to the pier, Carmela and her heavily armed thugs rushed the entrance like maniacs, but a dozen guards armed with assault rifles blocked the gate. Standing front and center was Jax, looking as smug as ever.
Are you blind? The boss locked down the pier tonight. Not even a fly gets in.
I am his mother! Let me in! Tell Cass that Mateo's about to steal his throne!
Lost her balance and crashed hard onto the concrete.
Listen here, old lady. You guys are really addicted to this acting gig, huh? First, Valerie gets someone to fake being a lawyer and a mom over the phone, and now you show up trying to play the victim? You people will stoop to anything to ruin his night with my sister. The boss gave a direct order. Even if his own mother shows up, she can wait outside.
Carmela was shaking violently, choking on her own fury. She ordered her men to break through, but after a brief, bloody scuffle, they were beaten back, heads bleeding. Utterly desperate, Carmela screamed, cursed, and clawed at the heavy iron gates. Finally, her knees gave out. She literally dropped to her knees in front of Jax, bowing her head against the dirt.
I beg you, let me in to see him. If we are too late, everything is gone.
Leaning against the car door watching this circus, I couldn't stop the corner of my lips from curving up. At that exact moment back in the hospital, dozens of eyes were glued to the heart monitor as the jagged lines grew flatter and flatter. Then, the hallway fell dead silent. A tall, imposing figure in a black trench coat stepped over the threshold. The moment his heavy boots halted, the red line on the monitor flatlined completely.
I stepped right into Chase's path and held it out.
Thanks for helping me move in the other day.
I didn't wait for a response, ducked my head like I was shy, and walked back to Jade before he could say anything. His teammates lost it immediately, elbowing him, making noise. The way Jade looked at me shifted. There was awe in it now. It started with a housing reassignment. The dean stopped me in the hallway.
We're planning to move you into Ridgewood 302 to take Lauren's place. What do you think?
Lauren. The one before me had ended up in the counselor's office twice. Her roommates were bad girls, led by Jade. They had burned her. I draw the short straw.
And I don't have a choice in this?
You're here on a full scholarship, one that's funded by our donors. I trust you know what's expected of you.
Everyone else at this school had money or connections. I had neither. So I'm just some poor schmuck supposed to accept it, huh? I'd been fidgety all noon, unable to settle down. If I moved in, I'd end up like Lauren. Or worse. Then the back door swung open, and Chase walked in with half the lacrosse team. I watched him drop into a seat and pull out his phone. And just like that, I had an idea. Chase was the school alpha, captain of the lacrosse team. The kind of guy Jade's clique would never go after directly. If I could make it look like we were close, even just for a few days, it might be enough breathing room to figure out the rest. I walked over and set a completed problem set down in front of him.
Today's homework.
He didn't look up from his phone. I slid it closer. Fed up, he was about to tear it up, only to find it had already been filled out completely. Then he finally bothered to look at me properly.
The dean asked you to help me move.
It wasn't exactly humiliating for him. I'd even had the sense to sweeten the deal with a finished homework set. Considerate of me, I thought. That afternoon, I walked into Ridgewood 302 with Chase carrying half my boxes. I slid the key in and pushed the door open. There was Jade, seated in the chair, a circle of bad girls flanking her. The whole scene, set up like an interrogation.
Stella, right? There are rules in this room. You follow mine.
I'd expected exactly this. I let out a small sound and stopped in the doorway.
Why'd you stop? Let's go.
Chase stepped out from behind me, bags in both hands. The click went silent.
What rules? Can she put her stuff on the desk or not?
Jade stood up slowly.
Yeah, she can.
Chase dropped the boxes on the desk without ceremony. He went back for the rest, brought in my toiletries, set them in the bathroom without a word, and left.
Do you want to grab dinner together?
Nah.
I caught up with him in the hallway. Fine then. Coach Barnett's been asking about your attendance again. Be careful. I watched his back disappear around the corner. Then I turned around, put on my best expression of lingering affection, and closed the door. The atmosphere in the room had shifted entirely.
So you and Chase, what's the deal with you two?
I glanced up and tucked my hair behind one ear, smiled shyly, and sang nothing. Sometimes silence was the whole answer. The bad girl's eyes instantly filled with awe. They could push around any ordinary girl, but Chase Hartley's girlfriend? I finished unpacking, moved my shampoo to the shelf closest to the door, the perfect spot.
I could just stand really.
Nobody said a word. A few days passed. Ridgewood 302 was quiet. Everyone was being oddly polite. Until one afternoon, I ran into Jade outside the dining hall. She was alone, which was unusual.
Eating alone? Where's Chase?
My stomach dropped. She was starting to wonder. Right on cue, Chase and his teammates came out of the gym across the quad. I pushed my hair back, gave my brightest smile.
Practice ran late. Knowing him, he probably hasn't eaten anything.
I jogged over to the vending machine by the gym entrance and grabbed a carton of chocolate milk. Then I stepped right into Chase's path and held it out.
Thanks for helping me move in the other day.
I didn't wait for a response, ducked my head like I was shy, and walked back to Jade before he could say anything. His teammates lost it immediately, elbowing him and making noise. The way Jade looked at me shifted. There was awe in it now.
Does he actually drink that stuff? No idea. I like it, so I bought it.
To her, I was now the girl Chase Hartley lets feed him chocolate milk. Not far off, Chase glanced at me. Then, against all reasonable expectations, he had bitten down on the straw. He was walking back toward the dorms, drinking it like this was completely normal.
He left something on my desk. Our photo, cut into tiny pieces. I couldn't even make out our faces. Slept for 6 years. Griffin pinned me against the dark stairwell.
Serafina, you really think you can keep sleeping with your brother forever?
But he doesn't know that this time, I'm no longer the one at his mercy.
We're done. Time to wake up.
I didn't tell him the truth. Didn't tell him I'd already agreed to marry his friend. And my wedding would happen first. At Thanksgiving dinner, my stepbrother Griffin finally came home. After 3 months of ghosting me, he wore a perfectly tailored suit. A stunning woman was clinging to his arm.
Everyone, this is Brielle, my girlfriend.
Welcome.
My mother's entire face lit up. Griffin pulled out Brielle's chair and poured her wine, every move deliberate and attentive. At the head of the table, my stepfather Harrison smiled approvingly.
Well, looks like Griffin finally came to his senses. For a while there, I thought my son would never bring a woman home.
No one at that table knew the truth. We'd been sleeping together in secret for 6 years. Footsteps followed close behind me. I turned around, and Griffin was right there. Griffin and I were never just brother and sister. When I was 14, my mother married Harrison Ashford. His son, Griffin, was 1 year older than me. The summer I turned 18, I cornered him in the pool house and told him how I felt.
You serious? Fine. But if our parents lose their minds over this, you'd better have my back.
I took that as a yes. I followed him to college in London. In that dim bedroom, we crossed every line over and over again.
Do you regret it?
You asked for this, Serafina.
After graduation, we moved back to New York. Then everything went underground.
You can't keep dragging your stepsister to these things. When are you getting a real girlfriend? No chance. I'm too busy for relationships. I'll probably never get married.
That year, he spoiled me senseless. So I decided to force his hand.
Griffin, I wanted to marry you.
And he said yes.
You two look perfect together. Thank you.
We flew to a tiny coastal town where nobody knew us and took wedding photos. That photo stayed in his wallet for a very long time, until he realized I was serious.
Put this away, Serafina. You are not 18 anymore. Stop being so naive. We can't get married.
What about you? Are you going to marry someone else one day?
Maybe, if father insists, and if there's a suitable match, I won't say no.
That was how marriage worked in our world. A transaction. 2 families bound together by a contract. Love was never part of the deal.
Then we're done.
Fine.
He agreed so fast, almost like he was scared I'd take it back. The next day, he flew to London, said it was a business trip. He left something on my desk. Our photo, cut into tiny pieces. I couldn't even make out our faces. For the next 3 months, my life was a living nightmare. I called him, but every call went straight to voicemail. Eventually, my mother noticed. My eyes were constantly red and swollen. I told her everything. She didn't even look surprised.
It's Griffin, isn't it?
I said nothing. She probably figured it out years ago.
Oh, good Lord. You and Griffin? That's a scandal. I know plenty of men who'd be a much better fit for you. Want me to set something up?
No, I said. Using one man to get over another? Pathetic. But eventually, I caved. His name was Stellan, and according to him, he didn't care if his future wife had no feelings for him at all. I only did it to spite Griffin. He said someday he'd marry a suitable match. Fine. I'd be with someone else before he even had the chance. Stellan was handsome, gentle, and just as attractive as Griffin, but I felt absolutely nothing.
I have no expectations for this marriage. You stay loyal, and so will I. But let's be clear first. I will never love you.
Deal. But one last question. What if one of us changes our mind?
Oh, all those rules I just laid out? Consider them a rough draft. Totally open to edits.
I had dinner with his parents afterward. They were surprisingly kind to me. And just like that, I was someone else's fiancé.
I hurt too much to walk. Let me rest for a second, okay?
I could not refuse. Lucas's eyes turned cold at once. He had just taken one step toward us. During the months I had a crush on Lucas Reed, the football captain, I tried everything to lose weight. One day in volleyball class, I almost passed out from hunger. Lucas grabbed my hand and dragged me straight to the cafeteria. Lucas looks angry, but keeps his voice low.
Can you stop starving yourself?
If anyone makes another joke about your body, I'll shut them up.
That was the day I thought Lucas might like me too, so I confessed.
What? Lily Taylor, did you just say you like Lucas?
His voice carried across the whole classroom. For 1 second, the room went silent. Then everyone burst out laughing.
Damn, Lucas really is something. Even the fatty has a crush on him. Lucas, is that why you keep rejecting girls? You were saving yourself for her?
You serious?
My face burned. I could not say another word. Then a loud crash cut through the room. Lucas stood up and kicked over his desk.
I just want to know one thing.
Lucas looked down at me.
What made you think you could confess to me? Do you think my standards were that low?
My whole body went stiff. The heat drained from my face.
Don't you think you're kind of gross?
I had been mocked for my body for years, but Lucas was the first boy who ever defended me. For a while, I thought my life could be different, but today, Lucas crushed that dream himself. I finally understood. Girls like me did not get exceptions. Before the next bell rang, Lucas rubbed his brow and left the classroom. He never came back that day. The next morning, one of his friends came over to move his desk.
Lucas said he felt sick after yesterday. He's taken a few days off. He asked me to move his seat. Not because of you, don't overthink it.
I blinked hard. My eyes stung. I couldn't understand why being bigger than other girls made people hate me this much. I only ate half a bowl more than they did. Was that really so disgusting? 3 days later, Lucas came back. He walked into the classroom with his arm around Bella Hart's waist. Bella was captain of the cheer squad. Every guy's dream. And I, a nobody, people only remembered when they needed a joke.
Damn, Lucas. Finally got yourself a girlfriend? So is it real or just for show?
What do you mean? Do I look like the kind of girl who lets random